guys, welcome back to our channel. We're away for another weekend.
In Suffolk this time, at King's Forest holiday camp. It's near Bury St Edmunds.
Yeah, so behind us is the King's Forest, which is direct access from this site. So we'll do a little wander around the site later on. But it's about 3 o'clock and we've been driving a bit and I was working last night, so we're going to wander off for a walk to a pub called the Guinness, which if you go out the site and do a right, you can drive there, but hopefully we're going to be able to walk there, about a 3-mile walk. So we're going to see how that goes on. But surrounding areas, there's quite a few pubs around here, isn't there? There's the Forest Trail, isn't there?
Yep, and there's the Westow Anglo-Saxon village, which is opposite the site.
Yeah, so that looks good as well. Bury St Edmunds, which Loretta's mentioned about, is the local town. We'll have a wander around there tomorrow, because it's supposed to be a bit wet tomorrow, but that's supposed to have quite a lot of shops and restaurants and places to go out and about. But yeah, so the site location wise looks really nice, and it's set in an estate of 47 acres, so there's quite a lot of cycling and walking.
It's not far from Elvedon and from the Centre Parks in Elvedon either.
Yeah, Centre Park's not far, and Thetford for us as well. Unfortunately this weekend we've got our little girl, hang on. This weekend though, we've got our little girl with us, Star. Hey. And she's getting quite old, so we can't really do the cycling like we did the New Forest and the long walks, because she won't be able to do it. We reckon 3 miles is probably her maximum. So we'll be able to walk to the pub. You enjoying that shoe? Wait, it's supposed to be on camera. Well, she's quite occupied at the moment with her shoe. But that's one of the reason why we won't be going around the whole of the forest this weekend. We're only here for 2 days, so we're just going to wander around the town and go for little walks. But she's not really interested in the video at the moment. Right, so this is the main electric field. We're on the other field, non-electric, because we've got enough power in the van to survive at paying for electric. Toilets and showers are down the end here. This is an adult only site, just to make a mention. But if you've got 15-year-olds, it's 15-year-olds and above. So that means you can bring older teenagers. Right, so we're all ready now. We're going to do the walk off to the Guinness pub. So we'll show you a bit around the site on the way out and the route. You have to go out the site, she's saying. So you go all the way out the site and then you turn around to go around to the forest, which is just behind me. And it's a forest trail onto the footpath, but we don't know how good it is yet or where we can get through. So we'll see how we get on. Right, so this is the point where we're going into the forest. Just shut the gate, Sean. So from here we're in King's Forest, and you can walk around the outside of the campsite, going down here and then left. You walk around the outside rather than going down the roadway, which should then pick up a footpath hopefully. So this is the sort of tracks in the forest, and there should be some bigger ones for cycling as well. Right, so far the route's been a bit off-road, been quite high ferns and stuff, but we think we took the wrong route because we took it quite close to the campsite. If you go further up away from the campsite, there should be a track like the one we're on now. Right, so a little bit further down this road, you can see up there the sign for the footpath, and this is the one we're going to be taking towards the Guinness pub.
Right.
See, Sean's excited.
Back on the road.
Alright, so there's the church, which is not far from the pub now. A few houses down there. I expect you probably could go down and do the road along the paths now, but still, the footpaths are really good. They've been well signposted at. So, yeah, so far, this walk has been a really nice walk.
If we just put our foot down, we might make it.
There you go. If we put our foot down, we might make it. We've got a bit of a time scale to get into the pub. It's been quite a good walk, that one. Straight footpath all the way down. Nice easy footpaths, no stiles. Farmers kept it all nice and clear for us as well.
Nice and easy for dogs.
Yep, easy for Star because she's getting a bit old for all this. Just got to the end of the footpath, so you get down right down the end. There's a bit of a T-junction on the footpath, and we're taking the left down now, going past the church. And then when we get down to hopefully the main road, there should be a footpath on the main road where we can do a right up to the pub. But it's not showing on the Ordnance Survey map. So this public PH, like public house, doesn't show up on the Ordnance Survey map if you're looking for it, but it does show up on Google Maps, so you can find it that way. So I'll just show you the church as we go past it. Right, so we finally made it here. Hopefully you can hear me, it's a bit busy road, this bit. That's 2.7 miles from the campsite. So it's not a bad little walk to get to the Guinness Arms. And we've got a little table booked in here for us next week. So let's show you this, look. It's a nice pub, looking outside. Locally sourced food as well. And just hopefully, it looks like they might even do B&Bs or something over there. That's what I call a typical country pub. Look at the chimney pots, if you can see them up there. We've got the chimney sweeper brushes sticking out the roof.
Yeah, look at up there.
Oh.
Look at that, Sean.
I forgot to mention, there's an RAF base just around the corner as well, which is probably where that's just come from. Right, we just left the pub, the Guinness. We're on our way back now. I'll show you a bit of the church we've just been through, hopefully. I thought nice little pub, nice pint of beer, pint of Adam Bullside, which is really good. Didn't go much for my meal, but Sean had a nice meal. And so the walk is excellent, and the weather's turned out quite nice. So what do you think, Sean?
Yeah, Dad had some mash.
Yeah.
We didn't have any Guinness.
No.
But I had a sandwich. Mum had a fish. And he's in... sorry.
That's it?
Sorry.
Yeah. Mine was a corned beef hash. It's supposed to be a slow beef hash. So it's a bit like a big pile of mashed potato beans, basically. That's what he means by me having mash. Wasn't my best meal I've had this year. Actually, that's probably the worst I've ever had. But that's not disputing the pub being quite good. Like Sean's meal was good, and Loretta's meal was good.
Not Surrey, Suffolk.
And we're not in Surrey, we're in Suffolk.
Yeah, we're in Suffolk.
But the pub was nice though, wasn't it?
Yeah. It's very...
dog friendly as well, which is quite nice.
Your type of pub. Not really your type.
Not my type of pub.
No, it was a bit more. It was a bit posh.
It's a bit posh for us. It's a bit posh for us southeasterners.
Southeast
Londoners. Yeah, so that's what he means by not my sort of pub. No, and actual fact, I love it. Love that sort of pub. But yeah, not our language. That's what he means. Although it's quite reasonably priced. It wasn't expensive. So it's quite nice. And the walk here and the walk back was excellent, wasn't it? It's a bit wet.
From different ends.
It's very wet coming here. But going back now, it's quite nice. And hopefully we get back to site. If it stays like this, we'll probably stay out, sit around, have another beer. Might put a couple of charcoal bits on our new barbecue. We want to try out a new barbecue thing we've got, which is a raised barbecue, which I want to give thanks to Matthias. Anyone who doesn't know, I'll put his link below. Right, we're down here now in Bury St Edmunds today. We're going to walk around the town, and if you see behind us, we'll put this a bit more information in my website about where we are for the car park. But it's got motorhome bays here, which is quite nice for the town to do. Not sure how much it costs yet, but the actual car park behind me is actually got a barrier on it, so you can't go in there with the motorhomes, but you can get in this area. So we'll find out how much it costs, and then we're going to have a walk around town. Right, so that's our little trip around Bury St Edmunds. As you can see, there's quite a bit to do here. There's the big cathedral, which is quite nice to have a look around, and the gardens. We've been around all the shops, which goes on for miles. There's quite a big shopping centre. Managed to find a Wilco's to get some bits of the van. There's a Wetherspoons here as well, quite a few pubs. We popped into a pub called the Nutshell, which is the smallest, apparently, according to him, it's the smallest pub in England. So you can look that up if you want. But car park as well, just to let you know, it's £1.90 for 2 hours for the camper van, which I thought was quite a good, reasonable price as well. Right, so we just got back from town, from Bury St Edmunds, which you saw. Lovely little town, not far. And we did a little tiny drive around the RAF base, which is just not far from here. It's about a 10-minute drive from here. So we had a look around that. It's a US, well, it's an RAF base, but US troops and aircraft are in there apparently. And there's a few nice bars and stuff like that up there. So we're going out for another little walk now. We're going to walk opposite way to the Guinness. So the Guinness is behind me. You can see from where we're walking. But if you go out the site and do a left, hopefully we can get the footpaths. There's another walk to another pub and a bit of a brewery. And all we might pop in, say hello. And we give you a little tiny an outside picture of the Saxon place, which we're not going to go in this holiday because we're only here for 2 nights. It's our last day today. We just have this another little walk, and the sunshine's come out. It's supposed to be raining all day, and we've got nice weather, which is good. Right, so to start this walk, we're going through the gate by the entrance into the forest again, and we're going to try and follow alongside the main road, which is on our right, as far as we can before we have to go out onto the road, because otherwise there's going to be a little bit of a road walk on this, which we don't want to do. So we'll see if we can get all this done without actually going across any roads, and then I'll load this to my website, so you can download this onto your phone and follow it like I said previously on other videos that I've done. Right, so we decided to go onto the road for a little bit of this. You can go further into the woods, or the forest, and then do a right and follow along the forest way. But the route we were taking, we couldn't carry on straight through the forest, and I'll show you the reason why, which is on the side. As you can see, it's got a bit of a pond, and that goes, or swamp, and that goes quite deep into the forest there, so we wouldn't be able to get across this. So this is the reason why we've had to go onto the road. Right, so we just left the forest, behind us is King's Forest, and then we're on a place called Weststow, just following through this little town. Right, so when you get into that road we was doing, we do have to turn onto a road again, which we, end of the road, do a right. But it's only for a short distance, and there is bits you can jump up on top, like we're walking now. So it isn't too bad, and it's only a little way, and we're getting into the footpath over there, so it's not far. This is the church on the right hand side for Weststow. So if you come down this way, you've got a bit more time of your day, because we're a bit late in the day today. But if you're just doing this as a day walk, apart from the garden centre, it'd be nice to have a little walk around there as well, to have a look around. But we're going to be taking that footpath over there, which should hopefully be footpaths then all the way. There's no other roads. All depends on the last little bit. So we just went through that, got into that footpath. You can see the lake here. So we follow along around the lake. It's a nice lake. Looks, wonder whether you could go fishing there. Probably private, but this is part of a school. I can't remember the name of it. Oh yeah, it's a fisherman over there, so you can. What? Colford. There you go, it's Colford School. We'll be walking past the school, I believe, as we go along. So this is quite probably got to be a nice private school that we're going to go past. But most of this is all the school estate. Right, so we're just leaving the school that we went through. You saw some pictures of. It looks like a sports school, probably private school. Well, I'd definitely put probably private, but whether it's a boarding school. For sports people, there's loads of sports stuff going on at the moment, this time of night, so it's quite busy. And this brings you back out onto the B1101, which we're hoping, the left at the end, it's a bit of a path to get onto the next footpath. So it's be interesting to see how this one goes. So far, the weather's been absolutely lovely. It's supposed to be raining all day today. Right, so this is the main B road. We've only got a little bit down here to get to the next footpath, and as you can see there is a footpath area alongside the road, so at least we haven't got to walk down any main A roads. Hopefully in about a minute we pick up the next footpath. Right, so that's quite a nice little footpath here again. Nicely kept, maintained by the farmer. We're finding quite good around here for footpaths at the moment. I don't know if you can see in the background, there's a church sticking up through the tree line, which is roughly where the pub is we're going to. Right, so this is our next field going through. Again, it's been nice that the farmers kept the footpath going. There've been quite a few places where they just plough over this and wouldn't try and not let you allow you go through. Right, so we've just done that big long field, which seems to went on forever, didn't it?
Yeah, hell of a field.
But that gets you almost here. You do have to go through this industrial part behind us, which is a public footpath. And it does state outside that it's a public footpath, so we should be able to walk straight through here, and that brings us out into the main road where the brewery is, and then it's just further up on the right where the pub is. Now we might not be able to pop into the brewery because we're running late. We're supposed to be at the pub in about 5 minutes, but we shouldn't be too far now till we get there. Right, so that walk through the industrial park was quite easy. No, you had no problems. That brings you out here, which is the brew shed, which is over there. Apparently they open that up now and again, but you can get a pint of beer. But we're going to have a look to see whether this is the main A134, whether we can walk down the main A134 to the pub, if there's a path, because it cuts it out. Otherwise, further down that way, there's a footpath you can get across. So we finally made it. So that was 4.2 miles to get to this place. It's the Cadigan Pub. So we'll see how nice it is in here. Right, so we're heading back now from having a nice meal at that pub we just went in. Quite a nice meal, not much on the menu. It's only 4 options on the main menu, but it's still excellent food. I had the steak, which is well cooked, really nice, and Sean had the chicken, which was done quite nice. So not a bad little pub. 4 miles, or just over 4 mile walk from the campsite. We're leaving there at 7 o'clock. We'll hopefully be back at the site before 9. So it's nice evening for a walk at the moment. So yeah, this will probably be it for this rest of this vlog. So this campsite. So I hope you enjoyed it. Please give us a thumbs up and subscribe. The site we thought was quite good for location. Quite nice pubs both sides, and there's a few others that we haven't even been to. Nice towns. The RAF base was quite nice to have a look around.
Unexpected flights coming in, wasn't
yeah,
there?
it's quite a few aircraft coming in, quite a few plane spotters around. And Bury St Edmund was quite nice as well. Nice little town there. We popped into a nice little pub. It's apparently the smallest pub in Britain. It's in the Guinness Book of Records for the smallest pub. In a nutshell, I think it's called. And we might get back there tomorrow for the market. But we'll see how it goes. I might put a little bit of a vlog on that as well.
Must be 80 stalls.
Yeah, so that'd be
quite a big market.
Quite nice to see that. So the site's quite nice. Great location to get into the forest. Like I probably just said about the walks, we had 2 good pubs for walking, and there's quite a few others around. We didn't even try out the Saxon village, which is opposite. And around the back, we had to drive to it, is a nature reserve, main nature reserve, for seeing the wild birds and that across the ponds and that. And we hadn't had time to see that. So there's a lot to do here with the villages as well that we went to, or the one we went to. There's a couple of others as well. But what we're doing today, the 4 miles there and back, I'll put it on my website. If you go to my website, you can click on the link and it gets a View Ranger. You can download this walk to any smartphone or smart device and follow along on any GPS device that you've got out there. So we'll see you again tomorrow, hopefully.